The Emperor has foreseen a new threat rising against him. The Podwans Podcast.
I'm on like the 11th or 12th mission now, so I'm mostly done with the game. Hereth,
Yes.
we're about at the same spot. How do you feel about this game?
How do I say this without being mean? Oh, okay, that's the $1 million question, is it not? It's aggressively a movie tie-in game, and that's kind of the best way I feel about it. It's like it's a 5 out of 10 average video game from 2002. That is just World of Tank babysitting simulator.
That's very fair. That's very fair. And as someone that, like, this is my guilty pleasure. Whenever, like, when it got announced that they were bringing this back on the PS5, I was like, let's go. Like, I will play this game all the time. And Chase hates it. I can already tell. Chase hates it.
Luke, I hate to break it to you. This game's fucking amazing. I don't know what the fuck Hereth is talking about.
Yes, Logan.
This game is so good.
I was honestly, okay, wait, Chase, is it a scenario where it's like it's so bad it's so good?
No, this is genuinely a fun game. Like this
Really?
is okay. So
This
here's
is actually happening.
So I think like there's some context to be had here. Hereth is right. This is a movie tie-in game. This is a franchise game. You know, it's a licensed game. This is very clearly PS1 transitioning into PS2 game. The graphics are not very good. The functionality of everything is very primitive. Like when you're in the tank and there's like that, when you're in the Battle of Geonosis, like the third or fourth mission on Geonosis, and they just have like the 2D sprites acting as the clones in the B1 battle. I love that. I live for shit like that. That is so cool. I was not expecting this to be a vehicle combat game.
Oh, absolutely.
I was expecting this was going to be a third-person shooter where you play as either Anakin or the clones or something like that. The thing that was running through my brain the whole time was like the new generation of Clone Wars fans that were probably born around this time their heads would explode if they
Oh,
played this game.
Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mace Windu and the game starts with Mace Windu and Luminara as tank operators. Like,
Yeah, right. Honestly, that first mission, I just remember.
oh, it's great. The on foot Jedi sections suck.
Oh,
A little clanky.
they're
a little-
They're
underdeveloped.
bad. Like there's
Yeah,
no
they
jump.
are
There's no
bad.
jump button. There's no lock on with the Jedi.
Two buttons do the
like,
same thing, like circle and R1 do the exact same function.
That's very common for a lot of like PS1, like very arcadey style games where like there aren't a lot of functions, and so they would double map certain things, because a lot of those games, they don't have huge budgets, they're on very limited development times, and so they can't add things like remapping controls and stuff like that, so they'll usually just double map it. So like there's tons of games out there that do the same thing, but like I was playing N64 Rogue Squadron like a couple weeks ago, and I got like halfway through the game, and like it still holds up. It's still a very good, very competent game. The missions when you're in the LAAT on I think it's Renvar the first time, or like that first snow planet.
Yeah.
Those were incredible, and like I didn't realize that there was like the hyper beam weapon.
Wait, I'm past second Renvar then.
No. This is like mission 4 or 5. Like this is
No, it's the first time that you go to
Yeah,
Renvar, because it goes Geonosis, Renvar, then Kashyyyk. No.
then
it
Raxus
goes-
Prime.
Did Praxis
It's
Prime, which low-key underrated part in that
Also,
like storyline.
If I had a nickel for every single time Raxus Prime showed up in a Star Wars game, I would have 2 nickels.
2 nickels. Exactly.
There's definitely things about this game that like if you go back and even play something like Shadows of the Empire, like the speeder chase in Shadows of the Empire is just better than the speeder chase in this game. But what I think is so cool about this game, what I love about a lot of games from this era, that late 90s to early 2000s, transitioning into like this fully realized 3D world, was a lot of these shorter missions, because some of these missions are like 5 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only part that I was like really tripped up by that was like kind of annoying was when you're with Bera and you're on Kashyyyk and you escape, you have to like free the Wookiees from the cages, and then you go on the STAAPs. Dude, fucking Star Wars super weapons cannot be stopped. This was very much thought bomby type thing, but that mission sucked. Like zipping through,
it's the worst. It's the worst.
zipping
Like,
through the forest and just getting like stopped by a tree, and then the pink stuff comes
You know
and
what's
kills you.
funny?
Like, not good.
That was the mission I struggled with the least in this game. I just held L1
no,
and ran like a
think I've died-
motherfucker.
I think I've died once on that mission, and once when I was not paying attention on like one of the LAAT missions. Like that, like I have not died at all in this game
So
outside of like those things.
what's been the most frustrating mission that you feel like it has it been pretty easy up to a point?
Yeah,
Because
it's pretty easy.
I would say
like,
the Raxus Prime boss fight.
dude, that one's honestly, if you're not playing, like if you're playing it the first time and you're doing it on the hardest level, like that one takes a while.
That one wasn't. It's just don't get close to him, and you have like all these boss fights have revolving supply.
Yes. For whatever reason, mine wasn't doing revolving supply on the first boss fight, so until I respawned the second time and finally were able to load my save. But the first run through, I did not do that, and also because I was short on time, I was relying fucking heavily on save stating, because you can do that on PS5. So I kept rewinding, because I didn't know where it would spawn me back, because it's a PS2 game. I didn't know if it would spawn me before the boss fight.
Every time you die, it starts the beginning of the mission. For example, on the Kashyyyk like one where you're racing with Bera, if you die, you go back. You free the Wookiees again, and then you get back on the.
It's the most infuriating thing.
Yeah, it's It's not long. It's just like
tedious.
It's tedious. It's very, very tedious. And okay, so I want to talk about story specifically with this game.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, it's one of my favorite stories that I could take as a headcanon and be like, you could have easily put this into that timeline that we have in canon now. and it's
Brotherhood makes it almost impossible.
It makes it hard, but it's very like you can make a case for it, and like as
if
much
we
as
were to take just the cutscenes, which are like again for a 2002 PS2 game, the cutscenes are really good. Like they look great. Like the character models look good. There's good lighting, especially in like when they do like kind of the space stuff. No, like I think Dooku's super weapon and the ancient Sith, like that's tricky to fit into like the new canon.
a little bit.
And like I think just in like George Lucas, this is expanded universe bullshit. This is like yes, we've found something that can wipe out the Force yet again.
It just felt very much like, oh, KOTOR is really cool. What if we brought that into the Clone Wars era?
Well, I mean, KOTOR came after this.
Yeah, this predated KOTOR.
Yeah, KOTOR's 2003.
Yeah. So and I like it so much. I think it's because I played it so much that I was just like, okay, I could see this kind. I could see like Dave Filoni being like, yeah, the Reaper. Like, it could be like it's very. I don't know. I feel like it could fit, but I also understand like there's a lot of stuff story wise, and you guys haven't even gotten to Thule yet. Thule is my favorite. Like out of in this game, Chase, this game like sparked my love of the LATT gunship.
Oh no, it's super fun. Like it controls well. I think largely of like all of the Star Wars games that came out, like I don't know if you played Star Wars Demolition, like it's the like Vigilante 8 like Twisted Metal style Star Wars game where it's just vehicle combat.
Okay.
Like it's a fun game. Like both like Twisted Metal is obviously the best of those types of games, but like Vigilante 8 was kind of quirky in its own way, and then Star Wars Demolition was very much like trying to play off the heels of Twisted Metal and Vigilante 8. And it's not great. It controls probably a little bit better than this game does, but like this game, like I think controls really, really well. What it made me want was like a full-on like tank game for Star Wars, like where you're resupplying and doing the whole thing, and you've got to add acceleration, and not like a total simulation, but like I think it would be cool. It'll never get made, but
hell no.
But like I was like, man, it would be really cool if like some of these missions were a little bit longer and the control was a little bit more varied. But like what it is, I mean, you're just jumping from vehicle to vehicle to vehicle. And like when you're on like the little turtles on Kashyyyk with the giant laser guns, I was like, that's sick.
And then you get like the grenades and like the concussive blast that just destroys people.
I didn't figure out the grenades until like the final thing when you're blowing up those mortar tanks. And I was like, oh, you detonate. I thought it was like, I was like, man, this thing just bounces around and doesn't do anything. I was like, oh wait, you got to detonate it.
But did you know about the concussive blast?
Oh yeah, the thing's great. It wipes out all of them like in one hit. And I love like games that do that, where it's just like, yeah, you always have the ultra powerful attack. It's either it's on a cooldown timer or you just got to grab an ammo. Like the like with the LAATs, like you have that missile barrage that'll take down those transport ships in like almost one hit. And then you have the mega beam, which is just so much fun. You just watch it spread across everything, and I'm like, yeah, this game's super fun.
No, with the LAAT, it was hilarious. Like I would just go like full on Tokyo drift mode and like speed around corners and just like laser barrage all of them and just like fly out of there.
So fun.
See, like I love the LAAT gunship missions the most, because if you get after you beat the game, like back in the day, and Chase will know this. When you started, like most games would give you cheat codes, or you'd have to look them up online. There's one where it's like unlimited ammo, and literally when you do that with the LAAT gunship, you have unlimited amount of the beam. So you just hold the beam. And you just fly around, and it's literally unstoppable. It's so much fucking fun.
I thought about looking up cheat codes for this game. I was like, maybe I should do it. And I was like, you know what? Let me actually play it. And I played it on like normal difficulty, and I'm just like,
You know what's funny, Chase? I thought about the exact same thing because I was on a time crunch and I was like, should I just Google
Oh yeah, I was
unlimited
like, I should just do God mode.
God
and then
mode?
like when I played, I was like, this isn't wildly difficult, even on like Jedi Knight.
No.
There's like there was like when you do the first acolyte, the acolyte tanks, like the Sith tanks, basically.
yeah.
I was like, those things are awesome.
Yeah.
But like it was like, oh yeah, it's 3 at a time. I was like, oh man, maybe this is the mission I die. It's fine. Like you take a little bit of damage, but
It gets it.
the difficulty definitely ramps up throughout the game.
Yes, Thule is annoying. Very, it can be annoying, but I enjoy it so much because of the setup from Renvar. Like the second time you do Renvar, and then you go to Thule, like that's the part of the story that I love the most, because it's like there's this guy who destroys this thing that Dooku is bringing back from the basically the dead, and he's basically Anakin Skywalker before Anakin Skywalker. Like
Correct.
it's just like it's not the
they
greatest.
ruined the chosen one.
It's not
Wait,
the greatest
acolyte
storytelling.
tanks, another chosen one.
Oh man, jeez. But I like whenever I play it, I'm just like it's almost like when you watch the movies again. You like on the big screen. Like that's the equivalent that I get when I play these games. When I play either Battlefront, the original Battlefront 2, this game, Jedi Battles sometimes, the Revenge of the Sith video game. That like these are games that like when I play it, I feel like I'm 9 years old again playing the game for the first time.
Yeah, I this is, I think maybe to Hereth's part, like, yes, this is a licensed game. This is probably something that someone had made, and then they were like, hey, we need to slap Star Wars on it, and they just swapped, the models out for, it's like, this is probably a tank and helicopter game that someone made, is what it feels like. And they just slapped, the Star Wars assets on there. But like, it's still fun. Like, I think that this is something that like it just couldn't be made today.
Oh no, absolutely not. People would rip this shit apart.
Yeah, and it's like people don't want simple games like this anymore.
Yeah.
And I still have, like, we've talked about it a lot, I still have all my old consoles hooked up, and like I will like occasionally just pop in old like PS1 games that like I haven't played in a while. Like even it's like some of like I have like a Spec Ops game that it's on PS1 that is like super simple, it's just there's no gun, you just have a crosshair and stuff like that, and it's just like, yeah, you just shoot stuff, and it's like there's not a lot going on in that game. Still a lot of fun, and I really enjoy games like this because, I mean, this was definitely the era when games were getting bigger. Like we had like Final Fantasy 7 through 9, which was a big deal on the PS1. Final Fantasy 10 was getting ready to come out. GTA 3 was starting to come out. Like I said, like this is
3 would have been out already because it was 2001.
Maybe. It might have been Vice City.
Yeah, Vice City would have been the one. Yeah.
But yeah, like games were starting to be expansive. Like it wasn't just finish level 1, finish level 2. And this very much is that. It's just go from level 1 to level 2.
But even with like the like linearity of like going from level 1 to level 2, I was kind of surprised about how expansive the levels are, because like you're going for a while with a lot of pop in and that kind of stuff, where it feels like you're kind of on a planet somewhat in a Star Wars game compared to like other Star Wars games before and after.
So it's funny, this game actually like it brought in Renvar. You got planets like Renvar. Thule was brought in before this game, if I remember correctly, right, Chase? Thule was an established planet before, if I remember correctly.
It might have been. I don't remember when that planet became a thing.
It probably was in one of the EU books.
But it's probably in a book or comics.
But the like, I love Renvar just because of this game, because it was supposed to be Hoth before, like this is like, oh, this is Hoth. It's like you look at it and it's like aesthetically that's Hoth.
Well, not even aesthetically, music wise too, because you're constantly hearing the Battle of Hoth like on repeat constantly.
Yes. So I mean, okay. So far, what is of the game that you've played so far? what has been the most enjoyable mission?
I think it was that Renvar LAAT mission where you have to protect the transports and stuff like that.
evacuates.
Yeah.
To me, I would say the first LAAT gunship on Raxus Prime.
Geonosis?
No, yeah, it would have been Geonosis.
Yeah, it's Geonosis. Because you go from Mace being on the ground to LAAT gunship.
And you're
then
trying to
you
protect
go
them
to-
from them taking off, yeah.
Yes. And I love that concept. Because obviously they touched upon it in the Attack of the Clones movie. So it's like, that just makes the most sense. You can't let them escape. You got to destroy them. I don't know. Like the first half of the game is fun, but I think once you hit after Raxus Prime, that's when it really starts to get going. Like story wise, it starts to like push you through less things that you hadn't really seen before, and I think that the biggest thing for me is like the story is what drives it for me. Like the combat's cool and whatnot, and I can get behind all of the technical things. Like this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but to me, I eat up the story because it's fun. It's fun. You get to see like the funniest part is when you see Yoda or Mace Windu just walking around. It's like in a cutscene, and you look at Anakin Skywalker's eyes, and I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with him? He's got like bug eyes. I'm like, brother, what are we doing here?
Oh no, like going back to like the parallel I was making about like licensed video games at the time and like movie tie-ins. Dude, the voice acting out of cutscenes is just hilarious.
It is. It's Matt Lucas doing it. I think James Arnold Taylor was Obi-Wan for this as well, wasn't he?
No, it threw me off immediately.
That's definitely not James Arnold
That's
Taylor.
not James Arnold Taylor at all.
Really?
It's like
what was it?
If it was, I forget. It's
Hold on.
This is his most well-known project, I believe. He's mostly a well-known, like not a well-known actor.
This is like this reminds me of just regular like 90s early 2000s video game voice acting where it's just lines of dialogue being said. And like
it was. Wait, he did voice. James Arnold Taylor did voice him.
I looked that up on IMDb. Because I immediately went...
In the 2003 Clone Wars video game, Obi-Wan Kenobi was voiced by James Arnold Taylor.
How do we IMDb this?
I was on IMDb earlier because I looked it up because out of curiosity. I was like, there's no way this isn't. It is...
Hold on.
IMDb. Let me scroll down. Top cast. It's Jonathan Love.
Jonathan, it's because it's okay. Jonathan, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, why does it say?
And this is his
Jonathan
this is his most known credit as a voice actor.
Tom Kane was Yoda.
Yeah, everyone else was micro series except for him.
Yep, everybody was micro series.
Which is weird because I think everyone they casted, correct me if I'm wrong, were voice matches for the respective actors in the prequel trilogy. Except for Jonathan Love. I don't know where they got Jonathan Love from.
Yeah. And he does a pretty good Ewan. It's more... It's
questionable Ewan.
Well, questionable for 2003. And obviously we have James Arnold Taylor who does a pretty good Obi-Wan in and of itself. But like it's... I don't know. Maybe it's nostalgia for me, and I'm just like, okay.
None of the voice acting is very good in this game.
No, it's not. It's not. But I
love towards TC John or Carson as Mace Windu, but he sounds like AI, like early AI.
AI. No, absolutely. If you had AI, like put out these cutscenes, like now to then, it's like holy crap, what. That's it. It's scary because you look at Anakin Skywalker's eyes in one cutscene and you're like, Jesus, brother, have you slept? Are you on cocaine? Is that what you are on right now? It's wild. But
Yeah, like it's. I mean, it's an old game. It's not like I don't think it hits up there with like Knights of the Old Republic or Jedi Outcast or even like Shadows of the Empire. But there's something to be said about like just quick, easy fun. Like this game is fun. I never was playing this game and I was like, oh, when is this mission over? Like the missions are very action packed. Like they feel good. Like the vehicle, like the only times is like when you're on foot as like the Jedi, and it's just like it's just bad. Like it's just like yeah, but those things like they don't last long.
No.
Like they're the shortest parts of these missions, and like
Absolutely.
90% of this game so far has been inside of a tank, and I'm fine with that. Like tank games are fun, and I think it's like I think this is just something going on with my setup. Is when you're on Raxus Prime and Anakin's like, hey, you can now do orders to everyone around you.
So it's not just you. So
it just cycles.
Fun fact: there was a long time where I couldn't. When it was on the PlayStation, like the PlayStation 2, you would press the top bumper or whatever, or the top analog, and it wouldn't attack. They wouldn't follow the order.
No, I have an issue where it's cycling through everything and the dialogue does not stop.
Oh no way!
That's just an error on PCSX too.
And like Anakin would be like, "Yes, on it, Master. Attacking it. Breaking formation." I'm like, and it's just like all mission. He's just like shouting random stuff. I'm like, this is hilarious.
Wait, that's just an error with like PCSX too? Because on PS5 I can just press the D-pad and command.
Oh yeah,
will.
I'm not using a PlayStation 5.
Well, no, because I was saying that's the thing. I must have been an emulator bug.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I have it for both emulator and the PlayStation.
I had time.
Is it illegal to talk about an emulator?
No, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
If I had the time, I would have probably set it up with my modded 360 and probably just got an Xbox emulator on it. That would probably have been the easiest way to do it, and it probably would have been better than the PS5 version. But
I don't know. I think it holds up. I mean, the graphics are god awful, and it's very dated. But again, this is like a guilty pleasure for me. I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure.
Like there's just like those types of games that like you go back to and like you're like, oh man, I love this game as a kid, and it's like it's probably not the best game in the world, but like I said, like this game is fun. It's like I don't think that it's trying to tell the most complex story. There's an interesting story there. It definitely butts up against the Clone Wars in quite a lot of ways. But it's just one of those things. Like it's like, yeah, the idea of Mace Windu as a tank operator. Hell yeah, I love it. I'm so into that stuff.
Luminara is kind of annoying. In the first couple of
no, you're like
I'm like Luminara. I understand. Yeah, it's like Luminara. What the fuck are you doing? Get back here.
I need help. There are people around me. Yeah. I need help.
So okay. Did you guys ever? And this was kind of a thing when I was younger when we played this game. I would always try to 100% a mission.
I'm trying to, but I'm not going back to do like all the bonus objectives.
How do you know if you've 100%? Because I got bonus objectives constantly.
So at the end of every mission, it'll go dun 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 and then it'll show like the blue screen, like it's like you're reading like a data pad. And it'll be on the left-hand side, bottom left-hand corner, and it'll be like green, red. If you complete all of them, it'll all be green, and you'll get like bonus things, like bonus extras. Like you'll get like concept art. You'll do stuff like that.
I'm not 100%ing the levels.
No, yeah, it's fairly difficult to get. Because it all depends, because on some of these missions it's like you have to keep every ATTE alive, you got to keep every convoy has to stay alive, and it's like you are trying to do so much, and it's like god damn it, you're just trying to keep everything together, and then you're just like, you look over at the bonus objectives, like you'll press start and you're just like, damn it. I was so close. So close.
Yeah, like I like stuff like that. Like the original Rogue Squadron has a lot of that stuff where it'll be like, here's the main objective, but if you do this, you get extras, you unlock stuff. Maybe that's concept art. In Rogue Squadron, it was like you could, because of when it came out, they had the concepts for the N1 Starfighter, so like you could unlock the N1 Starfighter before the Phantom Menace even came out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I like stuff like that. And I understand that that's just not the landscape of video games today, but like playing this, like I'm going to finish this game. Like I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I'm going to go back to 100% it. I know there's other games that we will probably want to play and focus on, but no, like this is my opinion or my perspective of the Clone Wars video game was like the Clone Wars Republic Heroes game. It's like the kind of the kiddie game where you're Anakin and Obi-Wan.
2000 and the what is it? It was like the tie-in to the actual Clone Wars series.
Yeah,
I think so. I have it on Steam, and I'm just like, this is not for me.
I have it on. When you first said Republic Commandos, I was thinking like the lightsaber duel game on Wii, like the Star Wars fighting game.
Good lord.
Yeah, this is based off of. I think it's based off of the movie.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's based off the movie. That's right. Because it was like
Ahsoka's in this, and like,
yeah.
But no, like I was like pleasantly surprised. I did not expect this to be a vehicle combat game, and it feels great as a vehicle combat game.
Yeah, because I was like, I wonder if Chase will actually like it. Because it's like you and I, when it comes to video games, you're very hyper focused on like mechanics and stuff like that when it comes to video games with you, Chase. And I'm like, I wonder if they'll like it or not. And I was fully prepared for you to be like, this fucking game sucks.
No, I think the mechanics are great.
The opposite is grinning ear to ear, because like it honestly, if I were to stream it, well, you can't stream it because every other fucking song is gonna get copyrighted instantly.
It's just the reality of streaming Star Wars games or any franchise game.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a second? Come on, Lucasfilm. Do you want people to stream your games or not?
That's always been a thing of contention with content creation. Probably in like the 2010s, there was a lot of court cases going on, and companies had to relax in some ways, but also they were allowed to remain strict in others. So like, I mean, the thing is, like, you can always just turn down the music volume in settings and stuff like that, and that's like usually something you can do. But yeah, it's tricky because like you can get demonetized, and all that. But if you're not making a lot of money off it, like you stream it on TikTok, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Like people stream like Shadows of the Empire all the time, and it's totally fine.
So funny enough, I will give you the rotation of games that I played as a kid during this era. It was this, Battlefront, the original Battlefront.
Okay.
We'd play that all the time. Both Lord of the Rings games.
That makes sense.
The Two Towers and Return of the King. This game, and then Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi, or no, it was Dragon Ball Z Budokai. It was the first Budokai game in that whole like anime run, and then we would throw in a Naruto game as well. So like that was the constant rotation, and it was just
not Revenge of the Sith.
I mean, the thing is that when it came to 2002, that game hadn't come out because that was like we were still 3 years away from that.
The reason why I said that is because Battlefront was 2005.
No, Battlefront was 2002. This came out the same year because this game. So this game was more of a tie-in to Attack of the Clones,
correct. But
so was Battlefront. Battlefront was the first game that was like, here's Clone Wars material. Like, this is what we're gonna base. Like, this is you can battle on Geonosis. You can go and do these missions. You can, and I also kind of liked the way Battlefront 1 was set up, like in instant action. You could do all of the all of the planets were cross era.
Mhm.
Like you could play as the clones and the droids on Bespin, and not have people freak the fuck out. But so then like from there Battlefront 2 had come out in 2004. So that was in the rotation a lot. Especially when we played.
2002 is an insane year for video games. I am
Yeah.
looking at it kind of right now. Like just some of like Vice City came out. That's what I was thinking. Vice City, Kingdom Hearts came out, Elder Scrolls 3.
I did
Morrowind.
Dude, I did play Kingdoms, the first one.
I'm not a Kingdom Hearts person.
I'm not either.
I also played the first Kingdom Hearts as
interesting
well.
concept. I think it's a interesting concept. If they were to build on it now, I think it has a whole lot of potential.
They have been building on Kingdom Hearts.
There's like so many goddamn sequels.
Storyline.
No, I know that it's like it, but like they haven't added like the concept of Star Wars being in it quite yet.
Oh, they might. They're supposedly working on a new one.
Well, didn't they release like a cinematic trailer a while back for the next one that had like people were theorizing was Endor?
I don't keep up with it, but yeah, like Warcraft 3, Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker, Medal of Honor, Allied Assault.
Oh, Medal of Honor was also in the fucking rotation as well.
I played Allied Assault, the PC version, like very seriously. I was like competitive with Medal of Honor.
You think Call of Duty was the first ever first shooter game? Medal of Honor fucking was.
No, it's a decade or more before that.
I mean like what we know as modern first shooters.
Yeah, I mean, like for 3D, it would be Quake. Like
Quake and GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye was like the first console shooter, but like Eternal Darkness on the GameCube came out. Jedi Outcast and Bounty Hunter also came out this year.
I haven't played Bounty Hunter. I haven't played Bounty Hunter, but this felt like
it's not a good game.
I've seen the cutscenes for Bounty Hunter. This felt very much like on par.
It's not on par. I would say this game is so much better than Bounty Hunter.
Battlefield 1942 came out this year. Splinter Cell came out this year.
Yeah.
Neverwinter Nights came out this year. Final Fantasy 11, which I played a lot of. You had Metal Gear Solid 2, Jet Set Radio Future.
Were the I think did the Lord of the Rings games come out?
Two Towers came out this year.
Two Towers was in the rotation for
Blood
sure.
Rain came out this year. PMX Triple X. I remember wanting to rent that game at one point. But no, like speaking of renting, this is like the perfect video game rental game. Yeah. Like this is this is what was so great about a lot of the games from this era is like you could 100% beat these games in a weekend. You'd rent them from Blockbuster, take them home, play them. You'd be able to get through it, and then just take it back to Blockbuster and then try something else out. And this was obviously the end of Blockbuster. It was around this time, like PS2 and Xbox were the last bits of Blockbuster video game rentals.
I don't know about the East Coast, but in the West Coast, it was all the way till about 2011. We had Hollywood Video and Blockbuster still was a thing.
All of them were closing down. Like during the life cycle of the PlayStation 2, all the Blockbusters started closing down.
I remember during the 360 days, like early 360 days,
maybe early when there was like a few left, but they were shutting down.
Because I remember renting stuff like New Super Mario Bros. Wii from Blockbuster. I remember renting like the Iron Man 2 and that kind of stuff from Blockbuster.
Yeah, but by the time I had a PlayStation 3, there were no Blockbusters around anywhere.
So, obviously, this was going to be a shorter episode, especially because y'all didn't finish the game.
I mean, you could spoil it. I'm not going to finish the goddamn game.
I will say no, because I think you need to experience it for yourself Thule, I will say all of the missions on Thule are, bar none, my favorite. That planet in general is fascinating to me. It's very much like Exegol. Like the vibe of like it's cloudy, there's lightning going on. Like I feel like they took the concept of Exegol, like the concept of Thule in that game, and we're like, that's a cool concept. Let's make it even cooler.
I'm going to say it is probably closer to Drummond Koss is what they were going for with Exegol.
Oh, I guess that's true. I guess that is true. That is, but like, I think this is in my opinion, I think this it's like it has its issues, like just like any other
Sure.
game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, at least for me, the replay of the replay for me is so much higher than a lot of other games.
Well, it's because it's so quick. Like
Yes.
these missions are like some of the like on the bonus objective, some of these missions are like finish it in 3 minutes. Like
Yes.
which means like you can just pop in and do a couple missions and that's it. Yeah, I like that. I don't think that every game needs to be like that. I think you have your games like Jedi Outcast, which is much more about the story and very much more about these larger environments. Well, they're technically not as big, but there's more exploration to be done in something like Jedi Outcast than there is in the Clone Wars. Like, and it's cool because there are like little like ramps you can go up to get power-ups that you would miss otherwise and stuff like that. And I think like that's really cool.
Oh, hey, wait, Chase.
Yes.
Oh shit, I haven't finished. I haven't finished Rise of the Red Blade. Thule is introduced in
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm. They go to
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thule's.
Oh yeah, they
aesthetically,
do.
it's-
Oh yeah, that one part of I remember
Yep.
now. Mm-hmm.
You can go ahead and spoil it if you would like.
You should finish that
need to
book.
finish-
That's
do need
one
to
of the
finish
one
that
of the best
book.
canon books, hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, it
Bar
really is.
none.
So it was actually first introduced into canon officially in 2016 in the reference book Star Wars Complete Locations. So it's been canonized since 2016.
A lot of those visual dictionaries like canonized a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like they put it in temporary holding, hoping that someone will pull it out of a grab bag.
Yeah. But all that being said, we don't really have. What should we do for the next video game for Star Wars?
I have a suggestion because it's
What's
really
that?
easy and it's sitting on my 360 and I can click a button and ready to go. And I know Char hasn't played it, but I know you and Luke for sure have played it. If we're on
What?
Luke nostalgia first, I think I should go me nostalgia next and Chase nostalgia third. I say Force Unleashed.
I've played
Okay.
it. I have no desire to play that game.
I have a lot of
Not even gonna lie to you.
opinions to say about that game. Now that I'm an adult.
I despise that game so much.
I don't dislike it. I think it's a good game.
I don't mind the gameplay at all. It's a
I
story that I have issues with.
maybe it's because the dude bros want
Sure.
Starkiller in it that is like soured my opinion on that game.
Sure.
I think the story in the second game is
I played
crazy.
very little of the second game.
I played both games.
You know what game that I think and we had a concept for this. It was supposed to be a live stream. I think Charlie Johnson should play the entire Arkham series from start to finish, and we talk about that as well.
I don't like the Arkham games.
Yeah. I was thinking sticking with Star Wars.
I'm down to do Force Unleashed. I think at one point, I know it's a long game, and we tried it. You guys have to play Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, that feels like that's kind of on the docket.
Yeah, me and Char haven't played Outlaws either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that might
The
be something as well.
the reason why I suggested Force Unleashed is because it's between it's shorter than KOTOR. It's only like a 6-hour game. You can beat it
Yeah.
You can beat it over 2 days really easily. It's not a long game. If you know what you're doing,
it's
faster.
pretty accessible.
And play a lot of these games on easy mode. Like don't bang your head against the wall.
Yeah,
Right,
no.
And also it's on PC.
It's not like
I have it on
we're speedrunning
360. Yeah, you can finish it pretty quickly.
Well, and I can get it through PlayStation Plus, so I can get it for free. Yeah. I can play both of those games.
Same. I also can play both of those games with all the DLC because I have a modded console.
Now, do we just have to keep it Star Wars?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's so many Star Wars games. There's so many. And I think like some of this could be doing both SWTOR and Star Wars Galaxies at some point, where we play for like a week.
Hold on. I've got a better suggestion. Star Wars Battlegrounds, bitches.
At some point.
That is a good game.
I want to do episode 1 Racer again, or go through episode. And that's a game that no one has to finish. Just play it for a couple hours.
This is my suggestion. I think we should jump around generations. So I think we should go like PS2, then like 360, then go back, and then kind of just like zigzag a little bit, like jump across eras.
It doesn't really matter.
Because we all know that Chase is gonna have us play Rogue Squadron.
Yeah,
it's a great game.
That's his choice.
It's a great game.
But how are we gonna we're just gonna have to do the emulator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think let's do. Is this the first Thursday of the month? Second Thursday of the month?
Yeah, second Thursday of the month we'll do video games so that it gives us enough time to
August 14th.
Talk about it a little bit more.
August 14th. Let's talk about Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything that you guys?
We can also just do a roulette wheel.
That is true.
Oh Jesus, that would be interesting.
You know, it'd be funny.
After Force Unleashed, we'll do the
roulette wheel.
But the funny thing with the roulette wheel is we could also mix good and bad games in there. Like one of the games like would be like fucking like Phantom Menace or like Obi-Wan game or like Star Wars Connect.
Oh God.
Like we could
I swear to God, if you make me play fucking Star Wars Monopoly, I will
No, but if it's Star Wars Connect, I'll start laughing my ass off.
We couldn't do Star Wars Connect. You need a Connect to do it.
Yeah. Yep.
But like Obi-Wan is possible. Phantom Menace is possible.
God damn. Those are just okay. So out of a ranking out of 5. We'll be generous because this is not a...
What we should do.
Oh no.
Ranking Star Wars games as a whole, but we can only rank them as we've played them.
Yes.
So now, Star Wars: The Clone Wars is the best Star Wars game ever made.
I love that. That's it. You know what? Clip that. Make that the TikTok. Make that the TikTok. The best Star Wars game of all time
that we've played.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars. No.
There is no context. There is no context.
There is no context. You gotta make people so insane. You gotta say that and then show me reacting like, yes, that is amazing.
And then me facepalming like, what the fuck?
Okay, so Hereth, what do you think is the worst part about this game?
The worst part
is
about
it the mechanics?
I would say yes. The mechanics is just. I feel like I said, it's mostly just like I know Chase is like, oh my god, I love it because it's World of Tanks, but I'm like the opposite. Where I'm like, it's just like I feel like I'm just slugging through the game just to get through the game, not to enjoy it. I'm like, okay.
I think that's a
not a skill issue.
That's a mindset. I think that's a mindset, Hereth. I think you need to I feel like Chase came in with like no expectations.
I came in with no expectations either. I didn't know a thing about this game.
No, and it's.
I got surprised by a tank battler, and that's awesome. I went in expecting to be like a clone shooting a blaster, and I was like, I'll be fine. And I got to be a tank the whole time. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, fuck yes. All right, if you had to rank all of the like from, I think you only use 3 or 4. No, is it 4 or 5 different vehicles, or is it just 3? I think it's
There's a
3,
handful.
The
right?
LAT, the speeder type little ship, and then
Yep.
The tank.
and then
The tank.
the tank. Yeah.
Well, you also use the AT-AT, or not the
Or
AT-AT.
you use the separatist, the droid
Just-
tank.
The droid tank,
Yeah, the
and
droid
then
tank.
I've used the AATE, like the
You
little
use
massive Republic tank that just is like overpowered as hell,
Which one is that?
like the chicken
Not
walker.
the ATTE.
Yeah, like the chicken walker for the Republic.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
haven't used that one yet.
They were yes.
With the shield.
So so the second, yes. By the way, that shield is really fucking annoying when you want to use the missiles
Yes.
because you can't use it. It's like which is an interesting concept because if you think about it, strategically, it tells you, hey, if you want to use the missiles, you probably shouldn't use the shield. Like you have to use it strategically.
Mhm.
And I think that's something that I actually enjoy about this game. It makes you think about what next steps you are going to use when you because it makes you think. It makes you think.
I hate to do planning on this on the podcast. What if we just gave ourselves a week to play these games?
I mean, I could.
Brother, I have way too much going on.
I mean,
Okay.
Chase. I mean, with the Force Unleashed, I could bust that shit out in a day. I don't need a week. I need to give me like 24 hours notice, and I'll bust that shit out.
That's you. That's you. That's you.
I have schoolwork also on top of that. I have a lot of things on top of that.
I have other commitments.
You know, that's crazy you say that. Have you finished Mask of Fear?
Ah! Suck it, bitch. Suck it.
I'm still waiting on a podcast date. That's why I haven't
Suck
finished it.
You should finish
Next
because
week?
it's a good book.
Next week. That's what we're talking about next week.
God damn it. Okay, here we go.
So
All right.
you better finish it next
Fuck.
week.
Yeah, I finished it. I'm bombing your house.
Whoa, this is still YouTube. It's not TikTok. We cannot.
Well, you can't even say that on TikTok.
Yeah, well, you can't say anything anymore on. This is the Wayseekers. Thanks for joining, Nick. Thank you, Donut Lord as well. Darth Nihilus. Don't know who that is. Some weird Sith Lord apparently.
Now, this is a cool dude.
If you read Wikipedia articles, maybe.
Okay, so so going back to the vehicles. Okay, rank the vehicles 1 through 4.
LAAT, I think
Agreed.
is the
Oh,
coolest.
absolutely.
The tank,
Yes.
the turtle.
To me, I would.
I'll count it.
Cool.
I'll count it.
To me,
I'll
I
count it because he did-
I would go Republic tank for my second with the shield. Then I would.
okay. The precursor to the ATST.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Then I would go turtle. I agree with Chase. I think turtle is just hilarious.
It's so fucking
So
campy.
good.
It's
And
so
what's
funny.
the best part about that thing is like the scale of everything is off. Where like Anakin is like twice as tall as the tanks on it. And I was like, this is so funny. I love this.
And then you're just
That is so
zigzagging back and forth the
Oh, yeah,
entire time.
you're in like an epic battle on a turtle, fighting off like mortar
God.
tanks and everything. And I was like, this is so
with like
cool.
the Phantom Menace Naboo music just playing in the background.
Yeah. But no, yeah. I definitely LAAT gunship, then the regular tank. I would put the precursor for the ATST as well up there. And then I'd put turtle. Turtle's cool. Speeder. I will say the
The
speeder
speeder was fun. The speeder was fun.
Speeder is fun.
When you're
It's
trying to
very
chase
much-
down the LAATs or the SDAAPs.
I think that's
Yes.
some of the most fun I had in the game with the speeder chase missions.
It was fun.
Because it's low key kind of challenging. Like you have to plan out. You have to plan out because there is a shortcut
It's
in that
Yeah.
race.
it's different than the other missions, which I think I was like, oh, thank God it's not a tank mission, but it's also not like lightsaber combat where you're like bored out of your mind because it's so underdeveloped and the controls are awful.
I will say Thule has Thule as like a mission you start off as Anakin on the the moon of the moon, but it's not Thule. It's like a whole like Endor situation. It's basically Endor, but the reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the moon that's protecting the planet itself. You use the ATST precursor twice in Thule. Use it with Anakin, so then it goes Anakin to that. Oh, it goes to Anakin, then to Obi-Wan in the LAT, and then you go ground. You go ATST precursor with Mace Windu.
Mm-hmm.
From there, you go Mace Windu on the ground. No. Mace Windu in the Republic tank, then out of the tank, and you use Mace Windu on the ground. Then it goes to the final stance with Anakin, and you're just back into the Republic tank for the remainder of the game. But I have to hear your thoughts on Thule, because I think Thule is one of like in that game specifically. I like how they broke it down in that last like cutscene, and you'll eventually get to it. But it's very much Anakin Episode 2 being so resentful to Obi-Wan for no apparent reason, and it's like, brother, you just got to get over that. But it's a fun game. It's a fun game. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I will be finishing it. We can kind of talk about the final thoughts next week. But I think that's a good spot. Luke, thanks for showing us the Clone Wars.
Oversaturated era.
Not when this game came out.
We should just rewatch the whole series and see how that goes.
No, we did that once. We don't need to do that again.
All right, hold on, I gotta do this. Star Wars The Clone Wars game, would you give it Youngling, Padawan?
Oh my god.
Jedi Knight or Jedi Master?
I would give it Jedi Knight.
I think it's fair. Jedi Knight. It's a Jedi Knight.
I don't know.
Padawan.
Yeah, no, it's Jedi Knight. That's because you haven't finished it, dickhead.
Neither has Chase.
I haven't finished it.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Some of us have this
Chase
thing
has
called
taste.
taste.
I have taste too.
Boom. Look at that.
Your taste is Dino Nuggies. I don't want to hear it.
Your taste is vegan nuggies.
Well, my taste is Dino Nuggies as well. Let's not throw shade at Dino Nuggies, please.
Well, Luke,
yes.
Are you rolling D20s right now?
No, it is dice. Also, wait. Here's a thought. Live stream Chase plays Baldur's Gate. That would be hilarious.
Neverwinter Nights 2 remaster's coming out. I could just play that. The clearly superior game.
Wow.
Here's the thing. I don't want to hear this because Knights of the Republic is literally Dungeons and Dragons in Star Wars, and you guys don't want to play it. You don't want to play it. It's literally Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey. I have never once said that I didn't want to play it.
We got to play it.
I didn't say that either.
I mean, this guy attempted and then didn't save, so I mean.
I did save. It was
Rookie.
We had so many issues with streaming that we on TikTok and YouTube that we gave up, and then I got busy, and then Chase got busy, and then time just got away from us.
One day I'll get you to play Star Citizen, Luke.
You will fall into the trap. Like Chase got me.
Have you?
I don't play it every day, but Chase got me.
You haven't played it since the last time we played together, which was months ago.
Hey, it's sitting on my computer right now, installed.
Boom, roasted.
We should do a live stream of playing Star Citizen together. I will buy you a starter pack.
Is my body cold and dead? If not, I don't think that'll ever.
Why don't you want to play that? Why don't you want to play Star Citizen?
Because I'm afraid if I like it, then I'm gonna be hooked, and that's all I'll ever want to play, and then there goes my whole social life.
I have a social life, and I play Star Citizen.
That's because your social life is Star Citizen.
No, okay, just because I'm going to Tacoma for a Bar Citizen in September, I go to shows, I go on bike rides, I do things outside of Star Wars and video games. That's social life. Get good.
I have a social. My social life starts to get a little bit more better when the fall rolls around.
Oh, with football.
Yes, football. Which, by the way, selfish plug. If anybody would be interested in playing in an online dynasty with the pod ones, let us know. We're cooking something up.
That'll be it for the Podwans podcast. Luke and Hereth, thank you guys for joining to talk about Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the video game for the PlayStation 2. Luke, where can I find you on the internet?
You can find me at Jedi Master Eggs on all social medias, and you can find us at the Podwans on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, whatever.
Whatever.
Every Thursday talking about every Thursday talking about Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
Where can I find you on the internet?
Oh, where can you find me on the internet? Of course, you can find me at Hereth Productions on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and pretty much here every Thursday night. And eventually I'll read Mask of Fear.
No, you're reading it next week, because that's what we're talking about.
If you're saying you can beat Force Unleashed in 24 hours.
In hours. We're giving you more than enough time, and I know you can.
We've given you 4 months.
Dude, we have 1.25 speed. Get to fucking going.
Yeah, I also don't worry. Oh, give me a date. You had a date. It was in February.
No, because I never got officially asked for that episode. So, actually, Uno reverse, bitch.
You can find me at Forward Into the Black on TikTok, and also here every Thursday talking about Star Wars. And we'll get Luke to play Star Citizen, and it'll be fun. Luke, do you like role playing?
Like doing D&D?
Not like just like taking on a character and becoming that character.
I feel like that's a toxic trait of mine.
You do like that?
Sort of.
I think you're gonna love Star Citizen.
Oh no. Anyway.
I can't do anything anymore. I'm waiting on.
And with that, we'll see you guys next week for Mask of Fear.